What is going on, guys? This is my immediate reaction slash recap to UFC Fight Night Cap versus Horiguchi. It was a rough night of predictions, to say the least. We went 5 for 12. Probably my worst prediction rate for a card of all time. I've probably had maybe one or two other 5 for 12s. So yeah, not a great start. This is really my first full card prediction video besides UFC Freedom 250, but I promise it is up from here. And let's just dive right into the main event. We'll go down the card, but start off at the top while it's fresh in our minds. Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Manel Kape gets a knockout in the third round. I had Kyoji Horiguchi in my full card prediction video. I said that speed triumphs power, especially but at 125. You know, it is the division with the lowest percentage of finishing, the lowest finishing rate. So I thought Kyoji would be able to do it. I knew that the grappling would come into play. I said that he's a more well-rounded fighter. He's great on the feet, and he also has that ability to take it to the ground if he's not as comfortable. And he did. The whole second round, he had Manel Kape down, probably 3+ minutes of control time. The first was kind of a stalemate. Started off slow, but I still think Kyoji edged the first round. We could check the numbers here, actually. So yeah, Kyoji was up 1 on strikes, and he eventually got the takedown in the end. Got 20, 30 seconds of control time. So I thought Kyoji edged the first. Clear second for Kyoji. So I have Kyoji up 2-0 going into the third. And he's starting to crack Manel Kape. He's starting to land well. He's landing that overhand. He's landing that lead hook. Still throwing body kicks, even though his corner wasn't telling him to, or was telling him not to. So that was a bit questionable. But I was very satisfied with Kyoji's game plan. And eventually, Manel hurts his leg. I think it was maybe a checked kick from Kyoji. And I was watching the fights with my girlfriend. I said, "Oh, come on. I don't want this to fight. This is such a good fight. It can't end by injury. I don't want it to end like this." And then I remembered this was the exact same thing I said during the Yuri fight. And I was like, "Oh my God. Like, I need to stop getting ahead of myself. I still need Kyoji Horiguchi to win. I still got 2 units on Kyoji. I still got him as a prediction. I'm fucking 5 for 11 right now. I don't want to go 5 for 12. And about 20, 30 seconds later, Kyoji opens up, throws a left hook. Kape throws his right hook, beats him to the punch, and wobbles him very bad. Kyoji goes to the ground, and Kape follows up with about 10, 15 follow-up shots. Well, it says 13 total strikes, so about 10 follow-up shots, and Kyoji goes flat out on the canvas, contests the stoppage, thinks it was early, but I mean, what are you going to do? Like, Herb's coming off a bad week. I don't disagree with the stoppage. I feel for Horiguchi, but I love Kape. I mean, he's fucking nasty, bro. He's so sick. I think he beats Van. Pantoja, he's 36 now, maybe 37 by the time he comes back. I might be wrong about that, but I know, I'm almost positive he's 36 years old. Kape's 32. He's hitting his prime right now. But probably wasn't the best look for him that Kyoji was able to get him down and control him for so long in the second. But he's a fucking problem. He's a problem at 125. The most powerful fighter at 125 right now. Hits like a fucking truck. Very dynamic. And yeah, Kape's an incredible fighter. I'm excited to see what happens with him. He's going to be sitting out for a while. He's going to wait for the winner of Pantoja versus Van, which I believe probably will be like a June pay-per-view. Not June, I mean December pay-per-view. I feel like they always do the co-main event as the flyweight title like they did last year. And they did 2 years ago too. You had Pantoja versus Asakura, and then last year we had Pantoja versus Van, where Pantoja broke his arm. And I think a 1 year comeback would be fine. Pantoja sits out 12 months, comes back, Van's still champ, you run that back, and then maybe, if it's not too much of a scrap, maybe April co-main event, Manel Kape versus Josh Mann slash Pantoja. It sucks. Cap's probably going to be sitting down for 10 months, but I'm thinking for Horiguchi, maybe winner of Loner Kavanaugh versus Brandon Royval. That might be a good matchup. I don't really see what else you could do. Maybe like an Asu Almabayev or something like that. Someone a little bit lower. Yeah, it sucks for Kyoji. He's 35 now, so this was his run, probably. Yeah, momentum was deflated. I still think he's a great fighter. He was doing good up until the shot. I think he just got a little bit reckless when he thought Cap was hurt. Yeah, Manel Kape killed my hopes of getting 50% on the card, but really happy for him. I'm looking forward to his potential championship run. So let's move on to the co-main event. Cutelaba versus Navajo Sterling. This was way sweatier than I hoped and what I thought was going to be. Cutelaba immediately gets Navajo Sterling into a standing guillotine. Like, it was so fucking tight, bro. I don't know what Navajo was shooting in. Literally, like Cutelaba is coming off a guillotine win. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Cutelaba ends up with a mounted guillotine at some point later. It was a 30-second transition where Navajo's neck is just getting cranked by Cutelaba. And I was like, oh my god, it's done. It's done. Navajo's going to fucking lose. He's going to absolute soil my prediction rate. But he gets out of the choke. Rest of the first round was pretty close. Navajo was stinging him on the feet. Cutelaba was sort of doing his shelling up thing, pretending like he was hurt, like some Johnny Walker type shit, or what he was doing against Ankalaev. But I still think Cutelaba obviously edged the round because he was the closest to finishing the fight by far with that guillotine. And second round, Navajo is clearly piecing him up on the feet, like when they're at range, but he's still trying to get into the clinch. He's getting tripped out. He's getting himself put into bad positions. And I wasn't really thinking, but I should have probably thought about this during my prediction video, which maybe I would have thought that the fight was as close as it actually was. That the apex, these guys at light heavyweight, it's tough. There wasn't a lot of space for Navajo to move around. But Navajo scrambles out of a position in the second round, and Cutelaba ends up in a weird spot where he's kind of just sitting back, like on his knees, and Navajo just starts wailing on him, and Cutelaba cannot get up, and eventually the ref had to step in because Cutelaba ate, let's see, round 2, ate probably 20 unanswered shots, some mean elbows over the top from Navajo. The fight stopped. It's Navajo Sterling. I believe he's on a 5-fight win streak in the UFC, including his Contender Series fight. Maybe 6, but I think 5 back-to-back knockout wins. I didn't think he was gonna be able to get the finish. It was sort of trending that way up until that weird position where Navajo was able to get the ground and pound. But I think Dustin Jacoby next. That'd be a sick matchup. Striker on striker. Jacoby, high pedigree in kickboxing. Navajo Sterling, also a great striker as well. So I would love to see that. Don't really know what you do with Cutelaba next. I mean, there's not much going on at light heavyweight. There's probably only, 25 fighters on the roster. So yeah, he was looking good. But bad position he ended up in. Navajo Sterling keeps the momentum rolling. And yeah, so that's a co-main event. We are 1 for 2 currently now. We got C-Rod versus Hyder Emil. Incredible knockout from Christian Rodriguez. He throws the 1-2, but covers Hyder Emil's vision with that 2, like same way Justin Gaethje knocked out Dustin Poirier, and he throws that rear head kick behind the 2, and fucking drops Hyder Emil bad. Drops him bad. Tries to lay up a little bit of ground and pound. Hyder Emil is still in the fight. C-Rod gets a beautiful darce. It was disgusting and absolutely slumps Hyder Emil. He was out cold. I think he's got to hang him up. I mean, he's 36 years old. It's at 145. It's not going to get much better from here. I knew he peaked. He took too much damage against Delgado and Emmers. And C-Rod's game, bro. He's game. He's good at every facet of the game. Doesn't excel at anything. I mean, I didn't think he was going to get the finish. I had him by decision. I also had Navajo Sterling by decision. But he proved me wrong. Great head kick. That was a beautiful knockout. And yeah, C-Rod's legit. C-Rod's legit. That was a good fight. Or good finish. I imagine he got the performance bonus, rightfully so. And speaking of performance bonuses, Murtalazi Magomedov versus Melsik Bagdasaryan. Murtalazi gets a modified twister. I think the 5th twister in UFC history. He sort of has the back, and Melsik's trying to turn back into him and get top position. But Murtalazi sort of tears back the right side of Melsik's body. So his ribs are just getting completely crushed, and he panic taps so fast. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I thought Melsik just like fluked an injury, but no, it was. He said he's been training it. Murtalazi said he's been training it. I didn't think he was gonna get the finish either. I didn't think he'd be able to sub Melsik that easily. But yeah, he looks legit. Murtalazi Magomedov, he's a great striker, and he's proven that he's got that sub game at the high level. So good for Murtalazi. He probably got a performance bonus as well. So we are now 3 for 4, missing the co-main event. We hit the rest of the main card except for Andre Feely, bro. I thought we had the crafty underdog pick. Feely was plus 250, man. And it was looking like he was going to get it done for a bit. He hurts Vinicius Oliveira to the body with a body kick. And Vinicius sort of folds over, and Feely rips another one, and he folds over again, gets his back up against the cage, and Feely's just standing there like a deer in headlights. Like, I don't know if he thought that Vinicius was sort of playing possum and was going to let go of his hands when Andre Feely went for the finish, but he fumbled bad, bro. And Vinicius fucking laid it on him in that second round. I was scared the moment the fight started and Vinicius was laying those calf kicks down. Like, those were nice. Those were fucking mean. And in the second round, those dividends paid. They paid in the end. Vinicius, the finishing sequence, Vinicius has got him up against cage, ripping body, head, calf kick. And eventually, a couple elbows, Andre Feely folds. Supposedly, he was complaining to Herb Dean after the fight that those elbows were to the back of the head, and Herb was with the commission, like, watching the replay and showing Andre Feely that it wasn't. Herb's got to be on his best behavior, man. Like, he's in the hot seat right now. So, incredible finish from Vinicius. Almost had a extremely crafty underdog pick. Damn, look at those total strikes. 105 to 40. Let's look at round 2. 78 to 18. That was a fucking beatdown. Now, in my prediction, I said that Vinicius was just a weight bully, basically, and that he doesn't really have that much skill. I thought he was purely just relying on athleticism and size at 135, but to be able to beat a guy like Andre Feely, like, he was still getting hit. Obviously, the body kicks are a problem for him, and he was still getting jabbed up, getting hit with some twos by Feely. But Feely's a great boxer. He ate all the shots. He still looked fucking huge at 145. Like, he is absolute rip sauce. And Vinicius might be a problem. Like, Feely was just coming off a very close fight against Jose Delgado. Just beat C-Rod, and that win's obviously aging well. C-Rod just got a head kick knockout. So, yeah, I don't know who you give Vinicius next, but somewhere to that 15 and 20 range at featherweight. Yeah, very impressive finish. I mean, man, like, who do you give the performance bonuses to? There was a lot of good finishes tonight. So yeah, I mean, now we're 3 for 5 with the miss on Vinicius Oliveira. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck was this, dude? I was glazing Andre Lima so hard in my prediction video. He was one of my favorite prospects at 125. Like, extremely composed, great kickboxer. He had the grappling game. He's shown that he has a grappling game too, but he just couldn't figure it out. Kevin Boras is on his bike the whole fight, clearly the better boxer. Round one was looking pretty even until the end where Borjas stung him and kind of wobbled him. So you have to give Borjas that round. And then in round two, it was sort of the same thing where Lima was landing like a body kick when Borjas was circling out every once in a while, and maybe some weak shots when he finally cuts off Borjas up against cage and a few calf kicks. But Borjas was landing the more effective, the stronger strikes the entire fight, and it was kind of aura, bro. Borjas was down from a nut shot for 4 minutes and 55 seconds. He goes, fuck it. Got up in the second round, won the rest of the round, and he wins 30-27. Or third round was close, but he 100% won that fight. I mean, plus 500, Andre Lima, undefeated fighter, no more. It's tough. I mean, Borjas' game, bro. Borjas' game. He almost had Emmanuel Rodriguez out of there. He had Sumit Ergi. That was a stinker. Beat Ronaldo Rodriguez. I mean, he's been getting fed dogs, and he's staying in. Like, good fighter. I was not expecting it out of him. Very disappointed in Andre Lima's performance. I mean, dude, you're a 7-1 underdog, man. Like, you should be getting the fucking finish, bro. That's what's expected of you in this fight. That's, like, and whatever. And then after the fight, he's, like, surprised that Borjas won. It's like, bro, you didn't fucking do anything. Yeah, you were moving forward, and Borjas was on his bike the whole time. But, dude, you didn't land anything effective. You, like, it's a terrible performance from Andre Lima. I'm really disappointed in that. That puts me at 3 for 6, I believe. And then Bia Mesquita. This was crazy. She got fucking rocked on the feet. And Melissa Mullins just, I don't remember how it got to the ground. If Bia pulled guard or they sort of fell, sort of toppled on top of each other. But Melissa gets on top after absolutely rocking Bia Mesquita super bad. Like, if that fight was on the feet for another 20 more seconds, Bia was out of there. And Bia pulls off a nasty armbar. It was beautiful. Melissa Mullins, they were saying she's a black belt in BJJ too, so it was somewhat pretty impressive from Bia Mesquita to be able to come back and recover, get the submission. I said in the prediction video, Bia Mesquita sub, don't overthink it. That was at even odds, so that was money. But yeah, I mean, her chin is right up in the air. Definitely something to look out for in her future fights. Someone who's able to defend these takedowns and is a good striker. She's probably going to get slapped. Like, she looks absolutely terrible on the feet. So that puts us at 4 for 7. And, oh my god, I just fucking clicked on Alan Nascimento's, bro. Alright, let's move on to Alan Nascimento versus Mitch Raposo. It's all downhill from here, bro. Alan Nascimento, I thought he'd be able to get the takedowns, but they were so telegraphed. He was fucking awful. Mitch Raposo was just one step ahead of him, the first and second round, on his bike sort of the same way that Borjas was. Alan Nascimento was just stiff as a board. He couldn't get the hands going. And Mitch Raposo, he'd step in, throw 1-2, throw a 3. He was clearly landing the better shots, bloodied up Nascimento's nose in the first round. So that was cleared to him. Second was cleared to him as well. He was clearly up 2-0 going into the third. I don't know how it was a split. And then Nascimento finally just says, fuck it. It was sort of like some Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia shit where Diego was getting pieced up at range and he finally just goes, all right, I got to brawl to finish this fight, to win this fight. And Alan Nascimento does that. He gets in the pocket, drops Mitch Raposo bad, and follows him to the ground and sits in guard for 4 minutes. Like, I don't understand why the people in these fighters' corners are so fucking stupid, bro. Like, how are you not screaming at Allen to stand it back up? Like, bro, you're not getting that sub. Like, I get maybe after 30 seconds, 1 minute, but like, Raposo, his back was up against the cage, so there's no way for Allen to maybe step over, take the back. Like, maybe he did like 15 seconds left, but it was gone at that point. Raposo's already recovered. Like, if you stand that fight back up and blitz again, I think you'd knock him out with a knee or uppercut or something, bro. It's just like, come on, man. These fighters are so fucking stupid, bro. Such a shit performance from Alan Nascimento. And Mitch Raposo, like, he's alright, but, I mean, come on, man. This is just a shit fight. So buns. Low IQ from Alan Nascimento. Really disappointed in this performance as well. Um, yeah, I mean, Mitchell Post gets another W. Coming off two fight win streak against Azat Maxim and Alan Nascimento. Pretty good wins. Azat Maxim had a very close fight with Tagiro and Bekov. I thought he arguably could have won that. And now he's coming off a win against Alan Nascimento, who was 4-1 in the promotion. So, good for him. Mass kid. Gotta love it. So, yeah. And I was just slightly off about this fight. Like, I knew Aswell was going to be the high volume striker. He was going to be the point fighter. He gets these rounds like by volume, through volume. Like what? He's 35 strikes a round probably, right? 40, 47, 34, 34. Yeah, like I just Bolaños is coming up from 135. Like the reason that Aswell wasn't able to win these fights against Luke Riley and Balaji, he was up on strikes in a lot of those rounds. Maybe let's say 4 out of 6 or 5 out of 6 in those 6 rounds combined with Oki and Riley. But the reason he lost those rounds was because those guys hit harder. So when Aswell was getting hit, despite him getting hit less than his opponent, they were a lot harder and a lot more effective. I thought that Bolaños moving up to 135, that these strikes wouldn't be effective, and that Aswell would be able to mount the pressure and keep it going, just like downhill, like a snowball. Like I thought it was gonna snowball. Aswell starts off in the first, seconds more clear in third. I thought he might even get the finish in the third, which actually almost did happen. But Bolaños is bigger than I thought. He hit harder than I thought at 145, and he wins a split decision. Or no, that was unanimous. The split was Alan Nascimento, but just slightly off on these reads tonight. I mean, Aswell minus 500, Lima minus 700. It's just tough, dude. Like 5 for 12 probably should have ended 7 for 12, 8 for 12. A couple more things went my way, but I had a good read on this fight. Just didn't think that Bolaños was going to be big at 140, going to be big enough to, show that he was the more effective striker in those first 2 rounds. But good for Bolaños. He had a good post-fight speech. And Aswell's probably done. Bolaños is only 9-5. It's a tough loss to take. But good for Bolaños. This is a great fight. I wonder if this got fight on night, because, look at the strikes in this. You have 29-47, 37-34. And the third round was great. Aswell almost had him out of there a couple times, but Bolaños still in, ripping some shots every once in a while. So, great fight. Good for Bolaños. And, we'll move on to Levon Chikoli versus Leon Shabazian. Like, I knew this shit was going to happen, bro. Like, the second they show Leon Shabazian in the cage, it looks like he's never even fought someone before. Just look at the bloke. Like, not trying to shit on the guy while he's down, but 23 seconds, he takes one calf kick, and he was done. Like seriously, bro? Like, what are you even fucking, like, are you even training, bro? Like, you're obviously buns. Like, gets hit with one calf kick, gets hit with a second, shells up against a cage. Joe Kelly rips a mean right overhand, and then a left hook to the liver, drops Shabazian immediately out of there. 23 seconds. This should be a performance bonus. I don't know what they're going to do tonight, because you got Vinicius Oliveira, you have Christian Rodriguez, you have the fucking Kazakhstani guy. A lot of great finishes on this card. Good for Levon Chikoli, 23-second knockout. And yeah, Leon Shabazian, that was just a terrible performance. So move on to Carol Rosa. And Luana Santos just grapple fucked her the whole time. What are you gonna do? To be quite frank, I don't do any research on these low-level women's fights. Like, I just have to make a prediction because it's on the card. Like, bro, if you guys are coming here for Carol Rosa, Luana Santos, full fight breakdown, the ins and outs, the outside foot battle, like, not me, bro. I shouldn't even count these, honestly, but yeah, I picked Carol Rosa, Luana Santos. How much control time did she have? Does it say? No, but, she just got fucking mauled. Like, Carol Rosa, Dunzo, Luana Santos inside the top 10 now, so good for her, but yeah, shit fight. And last fight, the first fight of the night, the last fight I'm going to be going over, Shane Collins versus Otari Tanzalovi. I just wish Otari let his hands go a little bit more. You you guys see what I was talking about, the dynamic striking. Like, that 1-2's fast. He was hitting Shane over the top every time, but I think the size ended up making a difference. Otari is a 135er at heart. Shane Collins has been at 145 his entire career. Both these guys took it on short notice, and Shane was just sort of able to outsize his way through the fight. I just don't understand also why, like, Otari's fucking shelling up against a cage, bro. It's like, dude, you're not boxing, bro. You don't got the 16-ounce gloves, like, and you're in the ring, bro. You're up against the cage, and you got 4-ounce gloves, dude. Like, you're just getting 6-piece. Like, how do you think you're going to win the fight when you're allowing that to happen? And you're not even letting your hands go. And when he's going to take, he's landing these takedowns, but then he's just hugging the legs. Like, you're not doing any effective grappling. You're just wasting your energy. I mean, the blueprint was there for Otari to win this fight. Like, he ripped a few calf kicks early. He should have stayed with that. He should have let his hands go more, and the body kicks were there too. Like, I think he's a better striker than Shane, but he never let it go. Like, I mean, I don't know. Good for Shane Collins. 8-0 now. Otari back to the drawing board. That is 0-2 in the UFC, including his Contender Series fight. I'd imagine he gets a 2-fight contract at least. Probably go back down to 135. But yeah, this is a Buns night for predictions. We went 5 for 12 on the night. It was a great card though. I mean, a lot of good finishes. The Manel Kape knockout was a great way to cap off the card. But next week we will be back greater than ever with some good predictions. We'll do a best bets on Friday. I will come out with my prediction video on Wednesday. Gonna do my research tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. Pump out that video Wednesday. So it's only up from here. 5 or 12 is as worse as it gets for me. It's only happened maybe once or twice in my career of picking fights, and it just so happens to be my first full prediction video besides the White House card. So what are you going to do? Great card. We got UFC Baku next week. Manuel Torres versus Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev, my boy. So hopefully he can get back on the winning track. But I don't know. I'm going to have to do my research, see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to that. And then 2 weeks after that, we have the return of the Mac versus Max Holloway. So that's going to be great. Really looking forward to that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And see ya.